learners performing at meeting expectations and exceeding expectations. These were Hindu religious education at 84.62%, integrated science 61.77%, social studies at 58.56%, creative arts and sports at 58.04%, Kiswahili at 57.98%, Christian religious education at 53.96%, and agriculture at 52.26%. 75% of learners performed at approaching expectation and above across all subjects. Creative arts and sports registered the strongest performance, with 96.84% of learners attaining approaching expectations and 2 above, followed by agriculture at 96.2%, Kiswahili at 93.11%, and social studies at 92.93%. An approaching expectation grade is sufficient for learners to progress to senior school pathways that require basic competencies in the subject areas. Female learners outperformed male learners in the proportion meeting and exceeding expectations in 10 subjects out of the 12 subjects. The widest gender gap was observed in Kiswahili at 64.86% versus 51.41%, followed by CRE at 59.77% versus 48.39%, English 52.86% versus 48.45%, and social studies at 62.98% versus 54.35%. Of concern, however, are mathematics and the Kenya Sign Language, which recorded 32.44% and 22.14% of the learners performing at meeting and exceeding expectation, respectively. Of the 1,130,459 candidates who sat for the 2025 KJSEA, 59.09% have demonstrated potential to pursue the STEM pathway at senior school. 46.52% have demonstrated capacity to pursue the social science pathway, and 48.73% the arts and sports pathway. Ladies and gentlemen, the next important step is a placement and transition of learners to senior school. Learners will be placed to senior schools based on their performance and selected pathways, in line with the recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform. The assessment of learners at grade 9 comprised 20% from the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment, 20% from the school-based assessment in grade 7 and 8, and 60% summative evaluation at grade 9. This summative evaluation is the KJSEA. As you already know, we clustered current schools based on the pathways that they will offer.